Hi-ho 420 MSP and SMB Nation. This is actually a dual interview. We're back with Jim Roddy from the RSPA, because Jim, I think you have something to say that can interest everybody and how they can get involved in what I still contend is the absolute hottest vertical market in a pandemic. So, sir, first of all, how you doing?
I'm wonderful. How have you been, Harry?
Good, good. And yep, there's that new book of yours in the background, The Walk-On Method. We've talked about that. But we're not here for that today. So Jim, what's news? Take it from the top.
Sure. No, happy to do it. And thanks for having me again. Always a pleasure to connect with you. So again, the RSPA, the Retail Solution Providers Association. So it's North America's largest community of VARs, software developers, vendors, and distributors. Main verticals are retail, restaurant, and grocery. But then there's also sub-verticals underneath that we concentrate on. And one that you just alluded to that's really emerging is the cannabis vertical. But as you know, and folks who know the cannabis vertical, there's the grow, there's the manufacturing, and there's the dispensary. And so our value-added resellers, they work with retailers, restaurants, at the front end, what would be, in cannabis, the dispensary level. But
Yep.
in the greater cannabis market, a lot of those folks are MSPs who are focused on the grow and the manufacturing area. And then the dispensary is almost like an add-on. They don't have quite the expertise there. So what the RSPA is doing is we're launching in October the RSPA Cannabis Community. We're going to get together folks inside of our membership group. Harry, you're one of them, because 420 MSP is a media
Yep.
sponsor of the association. And we're going to get together every 4 to 6 weeks and really talk about the challenges that folks are facing in this vertical market, talk about the opportunities. We're going to have some folks who are really experienced in it. There are several RSP members who fit that bill.
Yep.
And then there's some folks who, I don't even want to say they're kicking the tires. They don't even know if there are tires to kick, in the cannabis market. So get all those folks together, really learn from each other, and then foster some business development opportunities as well, because folks are wondering who can help them move forward in this market. So that's the RSPA Cannabis Community, again, getting ready to launch in October.
Well, what's interesting to me is as I monitor the industry, the tech industry at a high level, and then different verticals below that. But you're seeing different trade groups now start to study Canatech in the cannabis vertical, yourself included. And that has surprised me because one or two trade groups I know, I didn't know if they go there, to be quite honest, Jim.
I understand. I mean, I'm tasked with building up the community. And so I know there's some folks who have said, we're very interested. However, we cannot publicly be, outwardly part of something. Like, we're studying this market, but we're doing it more in private, because it's just something that we can't put out there to our customers. We have several resellers and software developers and VARs who are becoming ISVs. Like, one in particular is a reseller out on the West Coast, of course, and working with their software developer to say, how can we build on some cannabis components that will really help dispensaries, because they haven't seen something that quite fit their needs. So that's what we think is kind of the expertise and the opportunity this group is going to be able to bring, that, again, just other folks just don't have that background and that experience. So that's where we think is a big opportunity. And most folks are willing to throw themselves out there and learn more about it, because, as we've talked about before, it's less taboo than it was, but it's not zero.
Yeah. Well, and I'll kind of maybe start to wrap on that the fact that you have this community. Another trade group has, I'll call it a special interest group that's keeping an eye on this. That's validating the opportunity is a legitimate opportunity, right? And that's what we're starting to see with the maturity level. And that's a natural act. I mean, we've all, hopefully all the listeners, myself, we've all been in emerging industries, and but they get mature over time. And so I look forward to participating in the dialogue, and I appreciate the invitation. I believe you said you've had a fair number of hand raisers already to it was a handsome number, if I recall.
Yes, so we have, and I guess I haven't given you an update in a couple of days. We just went over the 40 mark of individuals who have said, I will be an active member of this community. And keep in mind, so folks might think, oh, you're just sending out email blasts to your, hundreds of members of thousands of people on your email list. We actually haven't. We've only looked to see who attended our RSPA Academy symposium that we had in August, that
Yep.
you were part of the cannabis panel there. Who were those folks? Who are some folks that we've seen that have been active in the cannabis vertical who have expressed some interest? So it's out of a fairly finite list. We've had, I'd say, more than 50%. In fact, it's probably 3/4 of the folks that we reached out to said, let's do it. So the thought is start small, if you consider a group of 40 people small, and then we can broaden it out to the greater community. Because right now, Harry, I have to be honest, if you say, how's the first meeting going to go? I'm going to be like, I don't know. Like, we've never done one of these before, so let's kind of see where things take us. Just get the challenges on the table, have some of the more experienced people talk first, and then maybe have some of these MSPs who are part of it, get to know some of these point of sale resellers and vendors, and really start forging things from there. So yeah, brand new territory, which is, I think, exciting for us, a couple of old hands here in the IT channel.
There we go. All right. And what's the URL to learn more about your association? We'll call it good.
Sure. If you go rspa.org, so GORSPA.org, and then feel free to email me at jroddy, so JRODDY, at GoRSPA.org. Happy to connect with you.
All right. Thanks, Jim. And Jenny, thank you over in the control room. Folks, give them a fair shake. Have a good day.